Maria. All right, we sound good. We're going to be late for class. Let's party.
Why do you think college is a scam?
Half of this audience, if you get a job, will get a job that doesn't require a college degree. 41% of kids that enter college will not graduate. And the vast majority of kids, 60 to 70% that go to college, I believe study things that are completely worthless, meaningless, and don't enrich society at all.
I really want to know how many people out there went to college, got a degree, are working in the field of that degree, and don't completely hate their lives and wish they redid the last, 10 years. Let me know if they're out there, because not over here.
All right, so if you couldn't do basic math or you didn't get any schooling at all whatsoever, we're basically talking about college being a scam. And this isn't just something I think, nor do I actually think it's a scam. Do I think it's a bit of a ripoff? Yeah, according to Google, it kind of is. It says more than half of recent four-year college graduates, 52%, are underemployed a year after they graduate. And then according to a new report, a decade after graduation, 45% of them still don't hold a job that requires a 4-year degree. One hell of a frat party, though. Now, personally, I did go to college for 3 months. I went to one of those community colleges. And I think it was really worth it because I learned in those 3 months that I don't need any of this. And I actually said that. I had a business class and I had to give a presentation of what I was going to do with my life if I owned a business. And I was like, I'm going to buy and sell skateboard products. And then I also said, and if that fails, I'm not kidding you. I said, I'll talk for a living. And now I'm doing that. Anyways, we're going to keep. So I do think it's worth it in a sense. We'll get there. Let's have some fun. If you're new here, we're going to get deep. All right. And we're going to have a good time. Back to this dude, though.
Is that the fault of the student or the college?
Let's talk about the institution itself. So everyone in the audience here, how many of you have had to take classes that are a waste of time that you wish you didn't have to take, that are a waste of money, and that every single hand goes up? Look around. Look around.
They're all like this. Me? Dude, it was so bad. Algebra 2, I was like, why do I need Algebra 2? I'm a talker. I was like, I'm in here for business, not bioengineering, if that's even a real thing. Anyways, I hated Algebra 2. Jesus.
Look around. No, look around. They're scamming every kid in this audience. They are forcing them to take classes that make them poorer, that take up their time in order to get the credential. That is an institutional scam. And by the way, every other part of life is all about your own customization. Your Netflix account, how you get your burrito bowl, from how you dress, your Amazon cart is you are in charge. But you come to college and they say you must go take these 3, 4, 5 classes that are very expensive, especially for you out-of-state students, to go further into debt, study things that don't matter, to find jobs that don't exist. That sounds like a scam.
Well, when you put it like that with the whole burrito bowl analogy, it kind of makes sense. Remember I told you about the whole, when I was in college, I said I'm just going to buy and sell product and talk for a living? Well, I did. Thank you to everybody who bought an RLP shirt. I'll leave the link below. I got them shipping out tomorrow. Thank you, Jonathan and Nelson, my boy. So I appreciate you guys and everybody else that bought a shirt. You're making this college dropouts dreams come true. Anyways, college degrees don't mean shit, according to this guy. I didn't say it.
You guys can see I am not bullshitting when I say that I did get my diploma. I actually did go put in the work. I have been applying for jobs since I graduated. I, this week, have probably applied for 35 different positions all across America. These positions are ones that specifically were covered by the degree that I got at Boise State University. Not just one field, but multiple fields that this degree was able to be put into. I haven't gotten a single response.
It's funny because this was a great little meme right here. It's a bunch of kids with looking like Matrix kind of tubes going to their heads like they're being programmed. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It goes that those of us who struggled to listen at school were just instinctively tuning out of programming. I bring this up because I was one of these kids. I was in summer school every year. It wasn't that I was stupid. I'm actually smart. If you look up the definition of smart, I'm exactly that. But it's funny because this is happening kind of in reverse. It's happening to people after they get out of college, or they're like halfway through college. Then all of a sudden, it's almost like they woke up and they were like, "What the shit? Like, how did I get here?" I don't think it's a complete waste of time. But anyways, let's hear it from another guy who just graduated. I'm having a lot of fun here. I mean, I feel bad for. I don't think it's a complete waste of time. Anyways, let's let him talk first.
Did everything right. I went to a great college, had great grades, had a great major.
Really great head of hair, though. Gotta give that to him.
I even graduated with over $500,000 in sales. Pretty crazy for a college student, but that's not good enough to get me a job. I've been applying for jobs for 4 months full time, and thankfully I've had my bills covered because I worked, but I've been doing it full time and haven't gotten a single offer. But what's worse than these job rejections that I'm getting is my family's rejection. You know, nobody understands this problem other than the people who are dealing with it right now. And my parents just think I'm lazy every single day that I don't have a job. And my prayers and my thoughts go out to everybody that's dealing with this problem, because I don't know if I can deal with it for another day. I'm about to throw my degree in the trash and just start a business because getting a job ain't shit.
It's probably smart. I honestly feel bad for people who still have parents. No offense, they're probably still just like plugged in. You know, like I feel like it gets to a point where a lot of people are just on autopilot. I'm not saying college degree is bad. There's a lot of people with college degrees making a great life for themselves. Okay, like depending what you go for, we'll get into that. But it's just funny to me that there's like half of society, especially older people, say over 45. Half of them still believe like this college is going to land you a good job thing. But luckily, there's a lot of cats. A lot of boomers, Gen X, even me. I'm 35. I've been calling bullshit since I'm 17. I'm like, this is hocus pocus. Even my dad was like, what are you doing that for? I was like, make your mom happy? I was like, yeah, I guess. But anyways, according to this, it goes, there are 7 million unemployed and 6.2 million job openings. What's the problem? Right here. Requirements: master's degree, 5 years of experience, 3 certifications, salary $11 an hour. Classic. Now that's a little extreme, but still, dude, like how many college degrees are there, like jobs that require this? That's like 27 an hour. It's like, dude, I went to college, 27 an hour. Sucks several dicks. Just kidding. You know what else is a ripoff nowadays? Health insurance. It's a bit much, and you could be getting fucked right up the pooper. So today's video is sponsored by my friend Ismail here, and he's down to hook you guys up, try and help you out. All right, Ismail?
Yeah, thanks, Jack. So a lot of people have complaints about their health insurance these days. The number one complaint, it's too expensive. Number two complaint, nothing is covered. And that's likely because they have a high deductible health insurance plan that they have to reach this high deductible, but they're pretty healthy and you're never reaching it, so you're just paying out of pocket for everything. And number three, they're not finding doctors in network. That's probably because they have an HMO.
Kind of sounds a lot like college. All these requirements, but then you can't get your coverage, aka money, a job that pays you enough. Very similar stuff here.
So listen, open enrollment's coming to an end in a couple of weeks. Anyone that feels like you're overpaying, nothing's covered, doctors aren't in network, give me a call. I'll do a free health insurance consultation with you. And if you can qualify, I'll find you an option that's going to save you money on your health insurance, get you a zero or at least a low deductible so you're not paying out of pocket for everything, and get you a PPO. If that sounds like it can help you out, give me a call. Let me try to help you out.
Give him a shout if you need help, guys. Super cool cat. He's a friend of mine. But it did sound similar to college. It's kind of like, I paid all this money for what? For nothing. Anyways, keep this party moving. Now, speaking of older cats who don't get it, here's a couple of guys that are older gentlemen. They get it. So it does exist. There's a lot of people waking up to this.
Should you go to college? Probably not. If you haven't thought about it, don't go. It's dumb. You have plenty of opportunity to go later. So I tell people that all the time. What should I do? I don't know. If you don't know, don't go. That rhymes. That's pretty good. That's great advice from America's most handsome professor.
College and university today is the biggest scam and waste of time ever. Learning from professors who profess but don't practice, and 85% of the time realizing that you only are left with a college loan and old information that you don't use. That is an absolute scam, and all universities across the board should be shut down, and they should just have literally like engineering or law or medical schools, and that's it.
You're not.
He's got a point, though. That's why I was saying it's not totally a waste of time. Like, yeah, remember the health insurance we talked about? Well, you kind of need to learn how to be a doctor or, a nurse. But that's like nursing school or medical school, right? I used to work at a law firm part-time, little bitch boy, pushing around the mail, kind of just doing nothing, getting paid. I knew someone. But, like, yeah, you're going to need to go to school to learn all that stuff. Like, it's a lot of shit. I'm not saying there aren't things you need to go to school for, but it's a bit much with like no offense, I'm all down for like learning about the past and like history, but dude, if you taken a college history class, I'm like, what am I doing in here? Like, what does this have to do with anything? Why are we talking about the past? We're going this way. Anyways, according to this guy though, he goes, some of y'all need to go to college. Let's be for real, for real. Let's hear him out.
Not going to become famous. You're not going to get famous on TikTok. You're not going to make money from streaming. You're not going to day trade. You're not going to do affiliate marketing. Okay, you're not going to trade crypto. You need to go to college. Go to school. You have no other option. Some of y'all need to get it out of your head and go to college. Okay, seriously. Stop playing around.
Hold on, look at him. With that kind of attitude, you won't accomplish any of that. And if you look at like the statistics, you probably have the same chances of doing all of those things that guy just said as you would going to college and getting a job. That's the funniest part. But anyways, he knows best. Let's listen to another kid his age who's like totally opposite of this guy, who's doing exactly what he said you cannot do.
Stop playing around.
Talk about college and why it's a scam. This is coming from someone who was in college, all right? I was in the rat race. A lot of people get mad at me when I say this, but this is the truth. 95% of college degrees are useless nowadays. And
I wonder if that's a real statistic. 95% are useless. I don't have time to look it up.
Paying anywhere upwards of like 30 to 50K just to go to some mid school and get mid information. Anything and everything that you can learn from college, you can learn from an online course or YouTube for absolutely free or significantly less than what you paid to go to college. If you're going to college for anything other than being a doctor, lawyer, or engineer, it is absolutely a waste of time. The information is already out there for free. And you want to know what the craziest thing is? People are graduating from college, getting themselves in debt to not be able to find a job. And when they do find a job, it gets replaced because what's out there now? AI. AI is completely taking over, and we're seeing this right now firsthand. AI can do just about anything already, and it's already in its infancy stages right now. Just imagine 5 years, 10 years from now. Even jobs that were originally safe, like lawyers, doctors, and engineers, are in jeopardy because of AI. AI can literally pass the bar exam now, which if you're not familiar is like the main test to become a lawyer. I'm telling you, bro, we're not far away from the first AI court case where you don't even need a lawyer no more. You're just gonna have an AI fighting your case for you.
It's called. Dude, I would be so pissed if I had a robot lawyer. Fucking Maria. Robot bitch. I'd be so upset. You go to the doctor, it's just a little robot. That's rich. You guys hearing this one? Dude, I'm good. I'm not participating. Like, I'm the kind of guy where the moment, like, a restaurant or one of these places just has all robots working, which, come on, who knows if that's even going to happen. But, like, I'm not going. I'm just not going. It's like the self-driving car shit with the self-driving robot taxis. I'm not getting in. I'm good. I will walk. Or I'll skateboard. Anyways, is university a scam, according to the Oriental gentleman? Trustworthy stuff.
College a scam? Well, let's look at the data. It turns out it highly depends on what degree you actually get. If you study a STEM degree, you are close to 100% likely to get a positive ROI. But what's pretty interesting is that if you're male and study an undesirable degree, your outcome is going to be a lot worse than females. In the Economist article titled, "Was Your Degree Really Worth It?" it also highlights some other interesting facts, such as 56% of Americans believe that a degree is no longer worth it, and what you study matters a whole lot more than where you study, and that men have a higher chance of earning more money without a degree than women. If your main goal with a college degree is to earn money, getting a STEM degree is still the best choice. Good luck.
You don't need.
Wow. Kind of makes sense. But you know what? At the same time, what Elon Musk is about to say here, I agree with this. I agree with this one right here. So basically, I guess this message mostly applies for men. But I think this one right here is why I think college isn't a waste of time. But from the information we've got, it's kind of like, well, seems a bit bogus. But this is why I believe college is kind of necessary for one reason only.
College to learn stuff, okay? Everything is available basically for free. You can learn anything you want for free. It is not a question of learning. I think colleges are basically for fun and to prove you can do your chores, but they're not for learning.
For fun and to do your chores. That's kind of why I think a lot of these office jobs and kind of more white-collar jobs, aside from just having the skills and the basic fundamentals, is basically like this person was willing to show up every day and do shit they hated for 4 years. So you completed this task. You showed that I could show up and do a bunch of bullshit for free. So now I'm going to be willing to show up and do a lot more bullshit, but get paid. That's kind of how I look at college. And then there's a small fraction of it where it's like you're actually learning something where you're going to make a lot of money. The rest of it's kind of just like hocus pocus. I showed up for 4 to 5 years. My parents said that if I go to college, my summer can continue for another 4 years. You know how many fucking people I know who literally went to college just so their parents said this: if you go to college, I will pay your bills, your car, your phone, your fun, your sex, everything will be paid for. If you don't go to college, you got to go get a fucking job. A lot of kids did that. And I know not everybody's in that situation. My parents would have never. They would have never been like, wait, you want to continue summer, not work, and you want us to pay for everything. That's good. Anyways, we're going to end on a high note here. Oh, a real funny one. This one was hilarious. This guy's like me talking to my 7-year-old son about college. This one's rich, and he's got a point. It's pretty funny.
Hey, buddy. No, keep playing. I wanted to talk to you about college for a second. So the cost of college continues to rise meteorically, okay? The ROI is lower than ever. Unless you really know what you want to do, I just can't justify spending $80,000 to $100,000 a year on college. So what I'd like to propose to you is you start making content. Ryan, 25, 30 million a year just playing with toys. I don't know if you want to do some like Roblox gaming shit or you have cute feet. What I'm trying to say is you're on your own.
Classic. But I think the truth about anything is like what I'm doing here, right? Like I make a full-time living doing content, video maker guy. But the truth is it took me a long time. Like I started this almost 2 decades ago with skateboarding. Okay. And then I started doing skits and stuff. And I filmed a long time for free. So it's almost like I did my own college. It was like it's like I did this was my college, and I'd have to work all day, and then I'd have to go finish my classes, and I'd have to do my homework, which is this, and I'd have to just keep showing up for free forever. And then eventually I started getting paid a little bit. And then once I got good at it, then I started making, the lawyer money, and then eventually the doctor money. But the truth is when you're out and about and you're going out and you're shaking hands with people and you're like, hey, what do you do for work? And they're like, oh, I'm a fucking paralegal, or I do construction, or, you hear everything other than I'm a content creator. You rarely meet anybody out there in person that's like, I do content. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying that the college and whether you start your own business, it's all like everything you're going to do. It's basically like this college aspect. The positive side of what I'm doing here is it didn't cost me a lot of money, just a lot of time. Anyways, hell of a talk. You guys leave your thoughts. I know that you will. Don't forget to hit up Ismail. Okay, I know I haven't been posting on my second channel lately. Really been thinking about what I'm going to do over there, but I do have a second channel, a little bit shorter form content. And, you got to hustle out here. Okay, you got to spread it out. Get that money, baby. And shout out to everybody who bought a shirt, the RLP Classic. Good talk, man. Who would have thought? I'm so happy I didn't go to college. Class is adjourned or over. I don't know what I'm saying. All right, I'm hanging up.